Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. So about a year ago, I did a video reviewing a channel by the username of Michael J, who did this analysis video criticizing The Last Jedi's throne room fight scene and hailing it as something along the lines of the worst thing to happen to Star Wars ever. The same overhyped nonsense that we typically get from people like this, but I'll get to that in a moment. But I felt like I did a pretty good job going through each of his points, debunking them, and even providing crystal clear examples of the same things happening in other Star Wars trilogies, especially the ones that he praised to high heaven over, that he was using as sort of a standard to club the sequel trilogy over, or at least this particular scene. And I have to tell you, a big part of me really wanted to give Michael the benefit of the doubt, because I've seen multiple episodes of his channel, and the guy knows how to make a positive video that's compelling and even, yes, fun to watch and enjoyable. However, it's when watching those videos and then comparing them to the throne room fight scene analysis video he made, you see this stark difference in behavior and just this blatant favoritism and bias that he's showing for the prequels, which I won't say is anything to really harp on or condemn him over, because, you know, we all have biases and that's fair, except is when you make a video crucifying a scene for very specific reasons, and then go on to make another video within the same franchise, praising and giving the thumbs up to, while simultaneously pointing out all the same things you were criticizing the prior scene for, it does lead me to question why the inconsistencies. But I'll let the footage speak for itself.
Wait, why on earth are either Force users not using the Force? This should have ended before it began.
Okay, so this was one of the first major things that I noticed right away. It has to do with this criticism as to why Kylo and Rey weren't using their Force abilities to just yeet these Praetorian guards around.
Ooh, another kick. They really like kicks. That was a dual wielder. So sick. Did he just use the Force on a droideka? I don't even know what he does. He like takes out his knee or something. What did that guy just do? Did he just force that battle droid onto the ground? That was cool. Oh, did he just use the Force? Oh, cool. He like pushed him away with the Force. Tiny. Nice. Oh, that was a good Force push.
I mean, yeah, he does point out a couple of guys in the background that could very vaguely and maybe be interpreted as using the Force. So let's really put that into perspective for a minute. Out of this scene with over 100 Jedi, with some of the most heavyweight in their class, such as Mace Windu, Obi-Wan, Anakin, and Kit Fisto, the only time they directly focus on a Jedi using the Force in a combat-related situation in this entire battle is used as a gag. Given that he's holding the main characters of the sequel trilogy to this standard of, well, why aren't they using their Force abilities in this battle where they could really use it? Why aren't the 100+ Jedi in this arena battle using their Force abilities to yeet around the most perfect embodiment of cannon fodder ever brought to the big screen? Droids, where no one's gonna care if they're getting ripped apart and thrown around by the hundreds or the thousands, but it's not done. Except maybe very vaguely in the background. And I think if Michael was being at all consistent, he would be a little bit more critical towards this scene, only directly using the Force as a gag, and really it was just to take out C-3PO's body, which, I mean, cool. Meanwhile, you have this other scene that had the balls to have this gritty, yet at the same time, beautifully shot battle, the likes of which, frankly, we don't see normally in Star Wars, with all these live action actors in the same shot fighting each other in this coordinated battle that's meant to just be cool and fun looking. And sure, you can nitpick and hyperinflate minute little scenes to exaggerate that it's the worst thing to happen to Star Wars since the beginning of ever. Fine, but in comparison, he's giving the green light to a scene that's almost entirely done by CGI. Most of the characters you're seeing in the background, they're all green screen. The only thing they're there for is background decoration. You're not ever going to naturally look at them when watching these scenes. That's why there are Jedi just sort of standing around, twirling their lightsabers, and there are droids standing around them not really doing anything because none of those characters are actually there in this scene like in the throne room fight scene. Most of the Jedi you see in the background for all these zoomed in shots are being shot on a separate green screen and then cropped into the background, with the droids being put in with CGI and programmed to react to the way the actor is acting, even though he doesn't actually see anything.
Ooh, that's so cool. What did they do? Did they have a bunch of extras come in and just twirl their arms around and then animate a bunch of droids like getting killed? Is that Ayla Secura? I never noticed that. She looked like she didn't know what she was doing a little bit. Oh, he steps on him again. That's so cool. Ah, no, she kicked him. The swing was just a little lazy. There's a lot of people who don't look like they know what they're doing. What was that guy doing? Can we replay that? Did he just run through the whole battle not doing anything? What is... They're just dancing. Wait, they didn't even edit any battle droids around them. They're just dancing. Look at this. She's not deflecting any lasers. She's just like, where do I go next? Oh, her not knowing what to do again. Oh my gosh, she's just swinging wildly.
Okay, so it's when he comes to these takes specifically that I think just the blatant bias and just deliberate inconsistent logic is just flaunted. And at the same time, seeing scenes like this that he himself points out gets me to recall something he said in the throne room fight scene of The Last Jedi.
I mean, where's the dedication and precision that the fights in the prequels had? I mean, where's the dedication and precision that the fights in the prequels had? I mean, where's the dedication and precision that the fights in the prequels had? I mean, where's the dedication and precision that the fights in the prequels had?
Well, Michael, going by your own logic and your own standards, it would seem the sequels held to the same effort that the prequels held to. And they're also the second movie of each trilogy. How about that for a coinkydink? Look, I didn't make this video necessarily as a teardown video against Michael. This was more of a cautionary video made to warn his viewers and anyone who actually takes him seriously about the inconsistent logic that he uses. I just personally don't believe that he believes in the things that he says because his own videos contradict the things that he says. I think he says what he says because he understands there is a sizable portion of viewers out there that are out actively looking for anything negative about the sequel trilogy that they can binge watch because they have this hate boner for it. And they're willing to give views and subscriptions to anyone that's willing to give them their fix, right? And it really doesn't matter how inconsistent the logic is, which is as easily provable by the fact that you have these two separate videos that directly contradict one another, and none of his viewers, as far as I know, point this out to him. It's not about having consistent logic, it's about feeding that sequel hate. And I think that's wrong, because it only works to set a divide within the fan base. And for someone that I know is capable of making such positive and fun videos, for him to just go out of his way to make something so negative, to feed the poison to people, I think is rather malicious and just a blatant spit in the face of what Star Wars should represent and stand for and teach us. But I'm willing to acknowledge the possibility I could be wrong about every single thing I've said so far. So long as if this video ever managed to make it to Michael and he felt the need to make an updated new review of The Last Jedi's fight scene and see if he's just as generous with that scene as he was with this Geonosis scene that he gave the thumbs up to for everything he criticized The Last Jedi. But I'll let time be the teller of that tale. So I hope you enjoyed today's video. If you want to see more, please give me a like and subscribe, and I hope to see you in my next video. See ya, and may the Force be with you. Always.